So welcome to today's live class. Today we will do a code review and understand how to write code like an expert full stack developer and how can you perform as a senior developer using AI. For this today we are going to use our task assignment environment. For this I have just given you a link in your chat box. You just have to click on the link and this will lead you to a page, this one, and I am going to give you some tasks so that this class may maintain its interactivity and you will not get bored. So we just want this class to be interactive. So I am going to ask you one question and the question is going to appear on your screen. So let me just ask that question for you. So do any one of you know what is the major difference between a senior and a junior developer? So maybe you will say a senior developer do have a lot of experience. A junior developer is just going to start his journey. But as we are doing development tasks using AI, so AI will help us in getting the right content and strategy just as a senior full stack developer. So by using AI, you can also become a senior full stack developer from day one of your coding. Even you just know how to write hello world using console, but even then you can become a senior full stack developer. And in today's class we will discuss all the tips and all the strategies that you must know to become a senior full stack developer. So let's ask the same question to AI. So again I will give you one more task. So we are going to ask AI, what is the major difference between a senior and a novice or a junior developer? So let's ask this question to AI and click on Ask AI. So see, AI has generated some response for us. So the difference between a senior and a junior developer is based on experience and knowledge. But let me show you one more answer according to junior IT. So according to us, a senior developer knows keywords and knows how to search for the keyword using AI and Google. So let's ask AI again. What is coding experience? Because in our previous example, I told you the difference between a senior and a junior developer depends upon the experience of years of coding. So let's ask AI, what is coding experience? So I'm again assigning you a new task. So let's ask AI, what is coding experience? And just click on Ask AI. So coding experience just means knowledge, because now we can learn anything faster using AI. So getting the knowledge is not the problem because AI knows everything. Coding experience means doing more projects and getting more knowledge. We got knowledge from doing mistakes. Once we spend enough time on a bug or error, then we know, oh, it's so easy. I did this mistake. And the next time you can write your answer on Stack Overflow for the same problem. And people think you are a great developer. But in reality, you just spend a lot of time in removing the bugs. I mean, when it comes to knowledge using AI, and you can gain knowledge using ChatGPT and AI just as a senior developer in no time. Just in our previous classes 1 and 2, we create a React TypeScript blog with zero coding knowledge just by using AI. You can refer to those videos in the description box. So coding knowledge is equal to experience. But let me tell you, all the projects are created just using basic syntax of coding. So you can easily learn those basic syntax of coding, or you may have already know that, or even you can ask AI and Google to learn the basic syntax of coding. So now let's start the code review for a development task. Suppose in a company, you get a coding task. Then how can you do the coding task with your limited knowledge? Because you are just a fresher out of the college or just started to learn how to code. So let me just give you one task, that similar task that you may get in a company when you started to work. So we are going to do this task. The customer wishes to execute Facebook and Google ads to promote their Discord channel. Just like our Discord channel, there is one customer that wants to promote his Discord channel using Facebook and Google ads. And the objective of the customer is to acquire Discord members using Facebook and Google ads. So we just have to write a code that feeds conversion data to either Facebook or Google ads. In this way, we will aware of the number of users who have joined the Discord channel through advertisement, either using Facebook or Google ads. So yeah. So yeah. Okay. So now by doing this, the customer wants to save his money and know the optimization technique through which channel the customer is or the client is getting the maximum ads. And for this, we need to know from which channel the maximum number of candidates are joining the Discord. So your assignment is to develop a Discord bot that feed conversion data. Okay. So the project is very complex, but you can make it very simple. The problem statement is to grow our Discord server. So we are using Google and Facebook ads. Through Google and Facebook ad links, people can join our Discord server. But Discord do not tell us how many people join the server using which link. So we want to test the best way to run ads. For this, we need data to ensure best possible optimization of ads. So every big project can be converted to small tasks. So let's ask AI to achieve this. So I'm going to give you another task. And this time we are going to ask AI to convert the complex task into simpler or smaller subtasks. Yeah. Okay. So we are going to ask AI, hey, I am a junior developer and I have a coding task outlined below. Can you help me to break it down into smaller subtasks for me to complete? So this will help you to break down the complex task into smaller subtasks. So let's ask AI now. So you may know how to write a function, if else, for loop, etc. Now, as we are say, a junior developer knows the keyword required to complete the task. But now AI also gave you the same keyword as an expert. And now you can use these keywords to further complete these subtasks. So let me give you one summary. because it's harder to understand that. Yeah. So let's make it simple for you. So now these are smaller subtasks. First, you have to utilize the Discord API to generate 20 Discord invitation links. So whenever a user visits your websites, you just have to fetch an unused invitation link from the database and redirect that user to that link to Discord server. Then you have to flag the fetched link as invited and use the Discord API again to generate an additional invitation link. Ensure there are always available links in the pool. So whenever a user joins the Discord channel using the provided link, you just have to change the link status to used. Then you have to invoke the add conversion function, and then you have to do all the other steps. See, AI makes this happen to break down the complex task into simpler ones. So a junior developer misses a lot of tasks. So with AI, you can ask AI to break down your tasks to smaller subtasks and then complete all the tasks that are required when you are a junior developer. You do not know which task is more important, right? So let's ask AI, how can you identify the most important task among a series of subtasks? Because there are like 8 subtasks, but first you have to do the most important subtask. So let's ask AI to do most important subtask. And let's click on send. Now you have a new subtask and you have to identify the most important subtask among a series of subtasks. And click on ask AI. So let me give you a summary for this to make this more easier. Yeah. So this is a one simpler version or a summary. You have to focus on goal alignment because you have to know the requirements of the client. So the most important thing, all these things are important, right? Dependency analysis to know which task is dependent on another subtask. Then you can achieve that subtask. You also have to know the impact of every task and urgency of the task, because sometimes, let's take the example of WhatsApp. For WhatsApp, the first major task is just to send messages from user to user. Then to add functionalities like video call and all those things are to be done later. But for the urgency of the first task is to send messages from one user to another user. So you also have to know the urgency of the task also. So our task was to help the client. Client want to optimize the Facebook and YouTube ads to know where is the problem or which method is working best for him. All the tasks like invitation link, storing in database do not matters to the client. Only thing that matters to the client that you need to know from which platforms, how many users joined the database. So in a coding task, most of the developers focus on storing the link in database or updating the link. But the most important task is to send information to Google and Facebook. So you just need to focus on customer requirements. You may have written like 1,000 lines of code, but only the 50 lines of codes are important and executes the most important task in the series of subtasks. So you just need to focus more on the 50 lines of code. That is, you have to focus on your goal alignment. Companies do not pay for you simple tasks like CRUD operations, create, read, update, delete from the database. They will pay you for complex tasks, and you have to use AI or your skills to break that complex task into smaller subtasks. But right now we are doing some minor works or minor coding tasks. So how can we demonstrate our value to a project when working on a minor coding task? So let's ask AI again. How can we demonstrate our value in the company? Yeah. So this is one new task and you just have to click on Ask AI. You can read all about this, but let me just give you another summary. So you just have to focus on thorough understanding of your task so that you know which task is important and how to execute the task. You cannot miss any important information about the task. So requirement analysis is very important. And after requirement analysis, you must test your code before submitting your code. And also you need to optimize your solution. So optimize your solution, you may discuss among your peers, or you can ask ChatGPT for the optimal solution. Then you can compare your code with the optimized solution. So let's try to do this. So let's ask AI, how can we do the code review for the task as a beginner? Because once you know how to do the code review, you will know the mentality of a technical manager. Then you can work very well and you can provide the best code to the manager. So let's ask AI now. So below is the coding task, the same task that I have shown you, the Discord board task. But we have write a prompt that below is the coding task assigned to a junior developer. And as a technical leader, I need to do a code review for him. Please tell all the important points I should check. And let's ask AI. So AI will generate response for you. You can read all the response, but let me make summary for it. So these are the important point you should check. You should check about Discord API, Strepa integration, interval timer to check the link, the expired links and to generate new links, mockup function call, web redirection, scaling and performance, logging and monitoring. Maybe you can, ignore scaling and performance and logging and monitoring, but all the other points are very important and you just have to, focus on all the points. So you can ask AI to break down your task into smaller subtasks. Also, you can ask AI to do the code review so that you will know how your technical manager will review your code. If you follow this advice, your manager will be very happy. Otherwise, if you will do mistakes, you may also lose your job. So now let continue our code review. So we have given some tasks to some developers and we are going to review their code. So let's start with student B. So this is the code that student B has written. Let me just full screen it and increase the size of it. Yeah. So now we can copy paste this code and ask AI about the code. So let's copy this code. And ask AI for that. Yeah. So let's do this. Yeah. So now we have copied this code of student B, and now we will ask AI to review our code for any issues or improvement if possible. So as a beginner, you may do some mistakes in your coding journey, right? But you do not want your technical manager to get angry. So you can ask AI to review your code just like a technical manager and just issue or just express any issue or improvement if possible. In that way you have optimized your code. You can compare both the codes and do an optimized solution for it. So let's click on ask AI. Yeah, so these are the suggestions by AI. You can read all the suggestions. Also there is one improved version of your code. You can compare your code with this improved version to get a better optimized result. So now you can do the code review, and if anyone see your code, you will look like an expert. So always test your code before submission also. Suppose you have created one optimized code, but you haven't checked that code for testing. You may lose your job. So let me just show you the code of student B again. Yeah. So this is his code. And let's manually check it. Okay. Yeah. See? So this is the Discord module. But I think the way the URL has been represented is not a good way to represent that URL, because only junior developers do this kind of mistakes. So let's check invite.js inside models, inside invite and API. So let's check this. Let me open this in another tab to show you something. See, it is requiring this module, but here the code is empty. So the student B hasn't tested the code file is empty. You can be fired if you do like this. You may have written the code well, but by mistake you have deleted it, or by mistake you have uploaded the wrong file of code. So it's always best to test the code. Otherwise it will looks like the student B hasn't performed the task pretty well. So this is a very big mistake. You should avoid this mistake at any cost. Always test your code before submitting your code. Okay, let's take the example of student A now. Okay. You can again ask AI, copy paste the code and ask AI to provide you solutions and optimization results. But let me manually check it and see. There are some arrays to store the generated invitation links. But when you are doing code like this, you have to separate your invitation link from this code so that you don't mess up anything. So it's always the best thing to, provide your variables another code file, and then you can import those modules. So you can do the same thing with this code also. You can copy paste all this code and ask AI to provide a review and a better version of this code. So let me show you one more thing. Let's come to bot.js. Okay. See, again, I think this code is copied or, generated by AI from some outdated documentation. Because let me show you one thing. There is one fetch invites function. Let's ask Stack Overflow and see. Fetch invites do not work in Discord version 3. We have to use invites.fetch and not this function. So student A must have copied the code from some outdated resources. Also, let's again check it. Yeah. So there is one API that is getting updated when the user visit the link or join the Discord channel. So let's check the path of the API. Let me just open the link in another tab to show you. See, here is invitation update API. And here there is no invitation update API. There is invitation create and unused, but there is no invitation update API. So again, a very big mistake. You have used the API, but there is no API for such code. So again, a very big mistake. Also, the name of the handler is myController.index. But whenever you are naming some variables or handlers or something like that, or some property names, you must use the specific naming so that even if some other members of your team is working on the same source code, he or she knows that what the work you are doing. It's always the best to use more specific names according to your task, not like something my controller or your controller. Always use the variable names that are needed to perform the task. So this is also a very big mistake. Also, let's come to student C. See, only the student C have included the license of the project. And it's a very big mistake, because when you are contributing to something and when you are part of an organization and you're writing some code, you always have to update the license, or when you're forking the project, you have to include the license. Otherwise, there will be privacy issues or permission issues. So only student C have done that, not the student A and B haven't done that. They haven't included the license file. And this is the foremost, the most important thing before, creating any project or starting out any project. You have to include the license file every time. So this is a very big mistake. So moral of the story, you have to focus on testing as well as requirement analysis and finding the optimized solution. Let me show you summary once again. See, you have to focus on thorough understanding, testing, and optimization suggestions. Because only that way you are able to provide value to your company. Otherwise, the hiring manager will fire you, right? So yeah. So how can you do all of these things like an expert when you are just starting out your journey? That's the most difficult question. So let me show you something. How you can achieve this thing. So to achieve the thing and become an expert full stack developer from your first day of coding, you just have to join a Discord community and ask questions from industry experts. So the link is in the description. You can click on the link and accept the invite. And in that case, you can ask any question from the industry experts. So in the end, I will again want to tell you the importance of testing the code. So why did the junior developer cross the road without testing their code? Because they wanted to live life on the edge and embrace unexpected bugs. So do not be a junior developer and always test your code. So thank you for joining today's class. Let's connect on Discord, and in that Discord channel, you will get the links for next classes.